Advisory. Some episodes of the 1836 podcast are not intended for all audiences due to details that might be considered disturbing. Listener and viewer discretion is advised.
This episode of the 1836 podcast profiles the legendary outlaw Jesse James, his first stagecoach robbery that happened in Arkansas, his deep ties across the state, and other folklore that still bind the natural state to one of America's most famous bandits. On January 15, 1874, one of America's most notorious outlaws committed his first documented stagecoach robbery near Malvern, Arkansas. Jesse Woodson James was born on September 5, 1847 in Kearney, Clay County, Missouri. He grew up in a turbulent border state on the eve of the Civil War. His father, Robert James, a Baptist minister and a hemp farmer, died when Jesse was 3, leaving his strong-willed mother, Zerilda Elizabeth Cole James, to raise him, his older brother Frank, and their siblings. Zerilda's remarriages created a household fiercely loyal to the Southern cause. Jesse's childhood on the family farm taught him to ride, shoot, and work the land, all skills that would later fuel his outlaw career. His education was typical of rural Missouri, limited to basic schooling, but his sharp mind and charisma were evident early. The Civil War would transform this farm boy into a guerrilla, and ultimately one of America's most infamous bandits. The Civil War erupted when Jesse was only 13, and Missouri's bitter divide between Unionists and Confederates shaped his path. Too young for formal enlistment, he joined Confederate guerrilla bands by 1864 at the age of 16, riding with William Quantrell's Raiders and later under Bloody Bill Anderson. He took part in brutal skirmishes, including the 1864 Centralia Massacre, where guerrillas killed 22 unarmed Union soldiers. These experiences sharpened his horsemanship, marksmanship, and guerrilla tactics while fostering a deep resentment toward Union authority. The war's end in 1865 offered no respite. Missouri's Reconstruction policies, which disenfranchised ex-Confederates and empowered Unionists, fueled Jesse's anger. Unable to reconcile with a Union-dominated society, he and his brother Frank, alongside other ex-guerrillas like the Younger brothers, turned to crime, driven by vengeance, economic desperation, and a taste for defiance. The James Younger Gang's criminal career began with the February 13, 1866 robbery of the Clay County Savings Association in Liberty, Missouri, often cited as America's first daylight bank robbery. They escaped with $60,000, setting the stage for their audacious heists. Their first stagecoach robbery, a bold shift in tactics, occurred on January 15, 1874, near Malvern, Arkansas, about 5 miles from Hot Springs. 5 or 6 masked riders, likely led by Frank James and including Jesse James, Cole Younger, John Younger, and possibly Bob Younger or Clell Miller, ambushed an El Paso stagecoach and a hack ambulance to infirm passengers. The stage, carrying 14 passengers and U.S. mail on the 24-mile route from Malvern, a key rail transfer point, to Hot Springs, a spa city attracting affluent northerners, was halted around noon in rocky terrain, ideal for an ambush. Brandishing revolvers, the gang ordered passengers to disembark, collecting about $2,000 in cash, jewelry, and other valuables, plus an express package and mail bags. They spared a Confederate veteran, G.R. Crump, returning his possessions, claiming they targeted only Unionists, a gesture reflecting their anti-Reconstruction sentiments. No shots were fired, and the gang fled north into the Arkansas Ozark Mountains, evading posses along old Confederate raiding paths. The Little Rock Daily Gazette and a 1912 Hot Springs New Era account confirmed the event's details, noting the gang's theatrical flair. Some passengers later boasted of being robbed by Jesse James, and a commemorative stagecoach photo, reportedly showing 3 Arkansas men who lost $3,000, underscores the heist's local legend. Arkansas played a crucial role in the James Younger Gang's operations, serving as a strategic hideout and leveraging deep connections to the state. The Ozark Mountains' dense forests and limestone caves offered ideal cover, and Arkansas's significant population of ex-Confederates, resentful of Reconstruction, provided sympathy and support. In February of 1874, the gang reportedly struck again in Bentonville, robbing the Craig & Son General Store of $200 in cash and goods, facing no resistance before riding out, as noted in Arkansas Historic Preservation records. Their northward escape from Malvern and subsequent activities suggest reliance on familiar terrain and local informants. Jesse and Frank had connections to Arkansas through their mother's Cole family and ex-guerrilla networks. Zerelda Elizabeth Cole James, born in Kentucky to James Cole and Sarah Lindsay, was part of the Cole lineage, which included the Younger brothers, cousins to the James brothers. The Youngers had documented ties to Newton and Boone counties, where they hid post-Civil War, as noted in the 2024 Terrain magazine Family Diaries. Boone County folklore claims Jesse hid in a root cellar near Zinc, with one family receiving $50 from him during hard times, and another finding money in the woods, though these tales lack contemporary verification. Hot Springs, a notorious haven for outlaws, was a frequent haunt, with legends of Jesse using the Indian cave at DeSoto Park as a hideout, and a family finding a rock with a carved map, JJ initials, and 75,000, hinting at buried loot, though unverified. Frank James later settled in Hot Springs, working at Happy Hollow and Whittington Park. Local lore suggests Jesse hid in Arkansas as early as 1872, after crimes like the 1871 Corydon, Iowa bank robbery, possibly relying on ex-Confederate allies or distant Cole family associates. A 1967 Piggott Times story claims the James brothers stayed overnight at William Pollard's homestead in Greene County, now Clay County, welcomed as strangers before departing, a tale reflecting their reliance on rural hospitality. Speculative narratives also tie Jesse to the Knights of the Golden Circle, a pro-Confederate group rumored to have hidden gold in the Ozarks. The state's rugged terrain and outlaw-friendly environment made it a key refuge, particularly in the 1870s. The claim that Belle, Starr, the infamous Lady Outlaw, helped hide Jesse James in Arkansas is a popular legend, but less certain. Born Myra Maybelle Shirley in 1848 in Carthage, Missouri, Belle knew the James brothers and Cole Younger through Confederate circles. She frequented Arkansas, particularly the Ozarks and areas near Fort Smith, and her criminal network overlapped with the gang's activities. Arkansas folklore suggests Belle Starr provided safe houses or information, possibly aiding the gang's retreat after the 1874 Malvern robbery in areas like Hot Springs. Her role, if any, was likely minor. Legends of Jesse James hiding money in Arkansas caves further enrich his connection to the state. The Ozarks, with their limestone caverns, were ideal for concealing loot, and stories persist that the gang stashed cash or gold from heists, like the Malvern or Bentonville robberies. Specific sites such as Devil's Den State Park in Washington County, Blanchard Springs Caverns in Stone County, and caves near the Buffalo National River and Newton and Marion County are all tied to tales of hidden treasure. The gang's habit of splitting up and hiding loot to avoid detection lends plausibility to their stories, but no verified caches have ever been found. The $2,000 from Malvern, $200 from Bentonville, or portions from the gang's total haul, estimated at $200,000 to $300,000, worth about $5.6 million to $8.4 million in today's dollars, are often cited as potential hidden treasures, with speculative KGC narratives suggesting larger caches in Boone County. Historians like T.J. Stiles caution that much of the gang's loot was spent on bribes, hideouts, and lavish living. But the tale persists, fueling treasure hunts in Arkansas. The gang's criminal spree continued with other notable heists. In 1873, they derailed a train in Adair, Iowa, taking $3,000. On January 31, 1874, just 16 days after Malvern, they robbed a train at Gads Hill, Missouri, netting $12,000. From 1866 to 1882, their total haul of $200,000 to $300,000 made them infamous, though much was dissipated on their fugitive lifestyle. Sensationalized by newspapers and dime novels, particularly through editor John Newman Edwards, Jesse was portrayed as a Robin Hood figure, though evidence of redistributing his wealth was scant. In 1876 Northfield, Minnesota, a bank robbery proved disastrous, leaving most of the gang dead or captured. But Frank and Jesse escaped, continuing their outlaw life. By 1881, Jesse was living under the alias J.D. Howard in St. Joseph, Missouri, with his wife Z. Mims and their 2 children. On April 3, 1882, a gang member, Robert Ford, lured by a $10,000 reward, shot Jesse in the back of the head as he adjusted a picture in his home. Ford's betrayal shocked the nation, and Jesse's death at age 34 sparked widespread mourning among those who saw him as a folk hero. His body, identified by war wounds, was displayed publicly before burial at the family farm in Kearney. In 1902, Guerrilla had his remains re-interred at Mount Olive Cemetery in Kearney, Missouri, where his grave remains a pilgrimage site. Jesse James' legacy is a paradox of crime and myth. To some, he was a ruthless bandit whose robberies killed innocent people and destabilized communities. To others, he was a symbol of resistance against Reconstruction's injustices, a charismatic rebel defying authority. His Arkansas connections through the Malvern and Bentonville robberies, Cole family ties, links to Belle Starr, tales of homestead visits, and hidden treasure cement his place in the state's history and legend. His life inspired countless books, movies, and songs, blending fact and fiction into an enduring American myth. Jesse James, the guerrilla turned outlaw, wove a tale of rebellion, crime, and legend, remaining a complex figure embodying the allure and tragedy of the Wild West.